Hey everybody, what's going on? Jermaine Promo here, back again with another awesome video. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the Galaxy Note 10. We'll talk about the rumors, we'll talk about the cameras, we'll talk about the buttons, we'll talk about release date, we're going to talk about prices, we're going to talk about sizes, pretty much anything and everything that we have seen so far, kind of put all into one video, but really looking at it and seeing which of these is actually going to be accurate, which doesn't seem to be true, what has already been talked about and is already false, and what is still kind of sticking around with all of these rumors, because the Galaxy Note 10 is right around the corner and I believe it's going to come the very beginning of August. So it's either going to be August 2nd or August 9th. Both of those are Fridays, and both of those is right in the exact same time frame as when the Galaxy Note series always comes out. So I have pretty much an entire list of everything to go through today. So let's just kind of dive in and hit everything up. So first off, let's talk about the different models. So it looks as if there's probably going to be 4 or 5 models of the Galaxy Note 10. You'll have the Galaxy Note 10e, which the E was first introduced by Samsung with the Galaxy S10, the S10e, and then the S10 Plus. So they'll definitely stay around with all of those different sizes and the letters, and they might change one of the models. So we know for sure probably the Note 10e, a little bit better budget, entry-level Note, and then also the Galaxy Note 10, the regular standard, what everybody's used to, and then probably the Galaxy Note 10 Plus or Note 10 Pro. I feel that Samsung is probably going to maybe go away from the word plus and use the word Pro with this one, and then the last model is going to be the Galaxy Note 10 5G. Now, because 5G is not released in every state, it's not released in every city. If it is placed in different cities and states, let's say that it was placed here in Kansas City, it would be probably a 12-mile radius or maybe about 3 streets. And that's probably pretty much about it. So that's why they have to offer both versions, 5G as well as LTE. Now also let's go down with the physical buttons. So I know that there was some rumors going around talking about the physical buttons being all gone, and it looks like Ice Universe mentioned that it went through rigorous testing and that it didn't really, pass with flying colors. I really don't know for sure really what they've really done with the buttonless phone. There'd be more headaches than more issues and headaches with that one than really any fixes. The only thing I see them getting rid of in terms of a button will be the Bixby button. So one of the things that you are able to do, let's say on a Pixel, so if I turn around and if I was to grab on this Pixel right over here, if I was to do a squeeze function right around the device, it pops up the assistant. Now, if I was to go over into a Samsung phone and I go inside of the diagnostic test, which is *#0*#, there is a grip sensor test that you're able to do, which they originally placed it in there for tablets, making sure that, the user or the tablet is aware that the user is holding onto the tablet on the sides. And then when the phones got bigger into the Note series, they also incorporated the grip sensor in these. So I feel that they could probably get rid of that Bixby button, which is more of an issue than anything, because sometimes you might use like a mount or something else, or you might accidentally press it. A lot of people don't like the button there. You are able to disable it. You can use it to open up other applications, but still, you can go with the whole grip sensor. So if Samsung was testing a phone without any buttons, then you know for a fact that they had to figure out what to do with Bixby, because they put so much work into that, a lot of money into it, and I bet you anything you could probably do the grip sensor on that. So that is my own rumor. I don't believe that is anywhere else on the internet other than right here with me stating it today, then also in my live stream from a couple nights ago. So that is what I think about the physical buttons. Yes, it's going to stay, but maybe not the Bixby button, and it can go into the squeeze. Now, the headphone jack on the bottom of the phone. So if you look at the Galaxy Fold that was supposed to come out, which I still feel that they shouldn't come out with, the headphone jack is gone, and inside of the box was gifted the Galaxy Buds. I feel that Samsung would do that on a Note phone. I don't know if they'll do that for all 4 or 5 models, but probably if you get the Note 10 Plus or Note 10 Pro, and maybe even the Note 10 5G, it might automatically just come inside of the box with Galaxy Buds. I feel that that's something Samsung would do. It's kind of what they were doing a little bit with the Gear VRs, and also all those attachments to use going from micro USB to Type C. Maybe they'll have a huge promotion happening with the phone that almost everybody who gets any of the Note 10 devices will get the Galaxy Buds for free, and it's getting people transitioned into not having a headphone jack. And then you'll just kind of do what OnePlus and what Apple and everybody else is doing with having a dongle, you know, inside of the Type-C port that allows you to plug in a headset. So headphone jack, probably not gonna be there, but you will probably get the Galaxy Buds. Now let's go on into the cameras. Now I also have a bunch of different images which I'll pop up on the screen. And so what you're probably gonna see in the back is you'll see a primary camera sensor on the very top. You'll also see the wide telephoto lens in the middle, or the wide ultra lens in the middle, and then the telephoto lens on the bottom. Now, I don't know if everybody covered this one, but I feel that with the telephoto lens, it won't be a 2x zoom in terms of optical zoom. It'll be a 5x optical zoom. That's what I think that they're gonna change with the telephoto lens on this one going into 5x. So you hit one button and it goes 5x zoom and not 2. And that's all optically done, not digitally, so it's not losing any of the quality. Then you'll move over into the flash, your TOF camera, and the flood illuminator. So the TOF camera and flood illuminator will probably work together to give you all of the 3D imagery, a lot of AR type of stuff. It'll also come in with the bokeh effect, so then you can take that live photo from the back as well as live video with bokeh effect, which we've seen in the Galaxy S10 5G. Now, let's say that we go on back and let's look at what the Galaxy S10 5G has to offer. So if we go and we check out what they have on the rear side of the camera. On the rear side of the camera, you have a 12 megapixel telephoto camera, the 12 megapixel wide angle camera. You also have the 16 megapixel ultra wide camera, as well as the 3D depth camera. You have a flash, and then the flood illuminator, and also where you're able to read your heart rate is on the back. So they have a lot of sensors that went horizontally, not just vertically. So maybe the S10 or the Note 10 could still go horizontal because they've done it before. If not, they're going to go into that new version, which is what everybody's been seeing with all these concepts and everything else that's kind of leaking, which is also referred to as not really a real true leak. I feel like it's all controlled leak. Samsung is leaking what they want to leak to kind of get the excitement up, the anticipation up. But also if they control the leaks, then it's not going into crazy, you know, thought up, made up believe things that people now assume a phone should have, and then they get depressed when they see the actual thing. So I don't know who Ice Universe is. Maybe people know who that person is. My feeling is that it's somebody who works with Samsung or for Samsung and controlling all the leaks. So then this way nothing is getting all crazy. Now on the front of the camera, this is what the Galaxy S10 5G has. It's a 10 megapixel selfie camera along with the 3D depth camera, which allows you to do your live focus. So if we go on over into what the rest of these images look like. So this is a picture of what the Note 10 could look like. Again, maybe without that Bixby button, but you're gonna have your camera sensors going vertically down, and then you'll also have your flash and everything else just to the right of that. But on the very front, Samsung's gonna keep it probably symmetrical on the front of the phone, and it will be only one camera on the front. Maybe. I almost think that they could also, let me see another image here of what it could also look like. So if we keep moving forward, you can see that that little dot there's a little dot really in all of these images here. But I feel that they could also do one that would be 2 camera punch outs in the very middle of the phone. So in this way you could do more things, maybe more bokeh effect with video on the front. Maybe you'd have more abilities of doing different, you know, customizations of photos that Samsung has always done. So really a lot of changes with this phone is going to be the camera and the setup and pretty much where they're gonna be doing it. So I don't know, they could still have 2 on the front. If not, they'll definitely have 1. And that's pretty much kind of how the front of the device is going to look like. Now there's one more thing I do want to show you. There's another image of a Note 10 that does have the camera hole punch out in the middle, and Samsung's still going to call it Infinity O, but it's going to be symmetrical and it's not going to be a big pill shape and not take off too much of the screen. But you have on the back all 4 camera sensors going vertically down instead of having 3 and then to the side. So Samsung could look into this too and make it a little bit more flush with the flood illuminator as well as the flash being put into the device, but towards the very, very bottom. But I think to, you know, no matter what lens you're going to use, if there's a flash, it would make a little bit more sense of it being directly to the side of all of those camera sensors. So we pretty much talked a lot about the camera work. Now let's head on down into charging. And so there was also a tweet or some rumor going around that there could be 100 watt charging on some phone. So it will not be the Galaxy Note 10. I think it's going to be something in the future, but right now the rumor is probably going to be either 40 or 45 watt charger, which is still quite a bit more powerful than what the phones have right now. And so this would allow you to charge your phone from 0 to 100% in 40 minutes instead of 93. And it's always usually been right around 93 minutes, 96 minutes, no matter what you do. It's an hour and a half to charge your phone, but now you can do it in 40 minutes. They might be able to incorporate that into the Galaxy Note 10 because there is a brand new PD controller that Samsung talked about in a news press release not that long ago. There's two different PD controllers, the SE8A and the MM101. Now what this allows is it allows for all this data and power that you're able to transfer and also charge your phone, but it's meeting all these different requirements and it's going through a different system basically for faster charging. So I believe on this one is that it's probably going to be at that 40 or 45 watt charger, nothing really above that. 100 watts is just going to fry the phone, and I don't think it's ready yet. If they do introduce that 100 watt, it's probably going to be in a different type of a phone, either the S or the A series. Now, whenever they do introduce that 100 watt charging, you're probably going to charge your phone from 0 to 100% in about 17 or 20 minutes. Now, 20 minutes for a full 100% charge, that's going to be pretty nice. That is what we're kind of waiting for and looking forward to in the future when it comes down to charging devices. And I'm not talking about having batteries go all the way back down to 2,000 milliamps. These batteries are going to be 45, maybe 5,000 milliamps and still able to charge that quick. Now let's head over into the battery sizes. So I feel that all the different battery sizes is going to be pretty equivalent of what we have for the Galaxy S10 series, the S10 Plus, the S10 5G. And so if we look at some of those sizes, you're probably going to have maybe the smallest battery size being 3,400 milliamp battery. Then it'll probably move over into 4,100 milliamp battery for maybe the Note 10. And then you're gonna probably have a 4,500 milliamp battery for the Note 10 Plus or Note 10 Pro, whichever they wanna use. Hopefully they use the words of Note 10 Pro. Now also for the sizes is that it's going to range anywhere between, with all the different sizes of the Notes, from the 6.28 inch display up to 6.75. Now 6.75 is not really that large versus the other phones that Samsung has created. Now, if you actually look at the Galaxy S10 5G, that phone does have a 4,500 milliamp battery installed, as well as a 6.7 inch screen. So they already have a phone that is already made at those sizes that it makes sense for them to manufacture more, but inside of a mold of the Note 10. That is what I feel to be the battery sizes on that one. That's kind of a little bit of what I'm thinking, along with mixing it with a little bit of rumors on the internet, at least as of today, which is 6/6/2019. Now, talking about some of the processors, it'll probably come with a Snapdragon 855 processor, or what they can do is do a complete twist and put in the Exynos processor in there, which I think would be super fun and cool to do in the United States. So overseas, you will see the Exynos processor built into there. You're gonna have all of the Samsung ISOCELL, camera sensors inside of there. And then here in the United States, we're gonna have Snapdragon 855 with also the Sony IMX sensors. But if we come with the Exynos processors everywhere, then we'd be able to have the Samsung ISOCELL camera sensors that Samsung has put a lot of work into. And also, I believe those have a little bit better battery life as well. At least with the Note 2 that I had that was Exynos, that one was fantastic, spectacular way back in the day. So very good job on that one too. So I think maybe processors will be the Snapdragon 855, unless if there's a big twist, then they would put in the Exynos processor in the United States with the Samsung ISOCELL camera sensors. Now, let's look at the prices. So if you look at the Galaxy, let's do the Note 10e. That one I think would be at a price at $8,000. $850, which is $100 more than the Galaxy S10 5G. Then when you look at the Note 10, it'll be at $1,000. Then you check out the Note 10 Plus or Note 10 Pro. I feel that one would be $1,150. So you really, every time that you go up, you're only adding $150. So it went from $850 to $1,000 to $1,150. And then for that 5G version of the Note, probably around $1,300 or $1,400. So it could be $1,350. Yeah, I don't know. But that's going to be kind of the price range between $850 to $1,300 or $1,400 for all 4 of the different models. And that's going to be including the E all the way up to the regular, to the Pro, and then up to the 5G. Now, again, I've talked about the release date. I think it's going to be August 2nd or August 9th. I'm probably 95% certain those will be the dates. Kind of quote me on that one. And then for the internal storage and the RAM, there will be no more 6 gig of RAM. The lowest will probably be 8 or 12. My guess is 8 gig of RAM on the E, and then you're gonna have 12 gig of RAM on the Note 10 and the Note 10 Pro, as well as the 5G version. Now, internal storage, I don't think Samsung will put in a 128. I think they'll probably start off at 256. So maybe the E version will be 128 of internal storage at 8 gig of RAM. The other models, the Note 10, the Note 10 Pro, will have the 256 gig of internal storage along with the 12 gig of RAM. So again, these are just kind of those are my speculations on that one. I don't think it's really written anywhere on the internet. Maybe it is, but it's one of those things that it's when you look at the history of Samsung and what they could do, this is really going in the direction of what they would do for the Note 10 series. And then also too, really, that's pretty much about it. I do have a couple things written about the whole time of flight, the TOF, the camera sensor. It's infrared. It's able to do distance. It tracks how far something is, comes back. So I think that they might be able to do a lot of stuff with AR. They can do a lot of stuff with gestures. They can do all the different, blur effects and the bokeh effects. But I also know too that, Pokemon Go was a huge game. Samsung, did some stuff with Pokemon Go. I know Sprint did. And then you also have Fortnite, and Samsung, they say that they're doing a lot with those different partnerships. So there's gonna be another one for Harry Potter Go, or Harry Potter, whatever that one is. And so Samsung's gonna probably do something with them and have some type of exclusivity time with the application. They could really do almost anything with those cameras along with all the sensors inside of the phone. So that's really all of the kind of rumors that we kind of tallied up. Let me make sure I'm gonna go through all these images here. We did pretty much cover everything between the cameras and all the buttons, the headphone jack, the different models, the date of release, the charging speeds, the battery sizes, the phone sizes, the Snapdragon versus the Exynos processor using Samsung ISOCELL versus the Sony IMX sensors, the prices, internal storage, the RAM, the release, everything. We covered everything. I feel that I kind of covered everything. I don't know, what do you guys think? And maybe you're not even here still in this video. And if you are, write a comment below and say, I'm still here. Then I know that you're still here watching this video. So that's kind of everything. That's up to right now on 6/6/2019. And when I come back in about a week, posting and shooting some more videos, or I shouldn't say posting, but shooting some more videos here in about a week, I'm gonna look at all the rumors, kind of see what's going on, check out everything, see whatever sources I have inside of Samsung to see what we kind of know about this device here. But really, that's really all of everything that we have. What do you guys think of the Note 10? Are you guys excited about the Note 10? Are you gonna get the Note 10? And if you are gonna get the Note 10, are you gonna get the Note 10 E? Are you gonna get the Note 10, the Note 10 Pro, or the 5G? And I'm sure that 5G is just gonna defer on if you have 5G in your area or not. So I know that Sprint is launching 5G this month. There's gonna be a lot of phones being released, a lot of the A series coming to Sprint this month as well. And I guess we'll just kind of see how that whole spread kind of goes off between AT&T and Verizon, Sprint, and T-Mobile and everybody else launching those things. I feel that the Note 10 Pro will be something that a lot of people will go for if you want all of the ins and outs of everything. The Note 10 is really kind of for everybody. And for anybody who wanted a Note series that is smaller with an S Pen, here's your Galaxy Note 10e for you. And that's really pretty much about it, guys. I hope that you guys have liked this video. If you guys did, please give this thing a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to hit on subscribe. You can subscribe with that little red circle on the very bottom left-hand side. Share this video with your friends and family and social media sites, and I guess we'll see how much of all of this stuff is correct. And I'll see you guys soon.